General, just deal with it.
General, just to put it in context, when we dealt with page 320.2, you said that was the end of the conversation as we currently have it on file. You indicated that there was, however, communication beyond that point, and I think you referenced July 2025. But that currently is only on your phone. We don't have copies, as I indicated to the chair, that we were unable to transfer from you, print and make it available. So we invite you to the extent possible to guide us through the messages as you have them on your phone, and during the lunch hour we'll attend to the physical copy thereof. That was the 320.3, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. What is missing after the please accept my apology, which is on your files, the further communication that happened on the 2nd and on the 3rd of July 2025. And I must indicate, Commissioners, that throughout all this conversation I'm having with Mr. Brian Mohotsi, he had not set in his phone the self-destruction message. It was not set. So I was screenshotting all this conversation, but he kept on, this message were always on a WhatsApp chat. Until the 2nd of July, this disappearing message was activated on his side. But I had already screen grabbed the communication also. The 2nd and the 3rd of July that I have. The message that came in on the 2nd of July reads, General, you need to intervene. And that followed by a missed voice call from his side. And then I called him back. So we had a conversation. It is not here on record, but the conversation was about the arrest of members of crime intelligence that had happened in June, towards the end of June. I do not know what was of an interest to him, because his communication was that we cannot be chasing J50s against each other. So J50 is a warrant of arrest, and that was his words, that you can't be chasing J50s against each other. This one is arresting this one and that one. I must indicate, Commissioner, that after the arrest, I had communicated with someone, a police officer that is in contact with some of the senior people that are implicated in this drug cartel. This police officer, I had communicated with the police officer, and I had sent some messages and we communicate back and forth. I suppose maybe that message landed with Mohotsi. That's why he felt it's important for him to come to me and say I must intervene. And he says, basically there must not be any fight back against each other, that we are now arresting each other and we're going to end up in court. And the last missed call that he made was on the 3rd of July. It was a Thursday. So he tried to call me in the afternoon at 14:34.
Apologies, General. The year, please. Please indicate the year for the record.
I'm talking about July this year. Everything is 2025.
Thank you.
So the last call that he tried to reach out to me was on the 3rd of July. I did not answer his call. So that's where the conversation between me ended, Commissioners.
Thank you, General. If you cast your eye to your statement, that would have taken us up to paragraph 196, and based on the question posed to you by Commissioner Kumalo, we have technically dealt with 197 and 198. We then pick up the issue of your appearance at the Portfolio Committee overleaf at paragraph 199. So if you can pick up your narrative from there.
Yeah, I did indicate before, though I'll repeat, that Commissioners, in the appearance of the Portfolio Committee, it was a visual meeting where I made a presentation, it was towards the end of the presentation, and I must invite the commissioners to get hold of the transcript of that meeting. You will be able to listen to the presentation that was even made by General Kumalo in that meeting as the head of crime intelligence. But here I only reflected to what I presented. Perhaps when General Kumalo comes here, he might want to explain his part on what he presented. So my presentation was towards the end of the sitting of the committee. And when, as I said, indicated there at 4 hours, 26 minutes, that's where I start speaking. And the minister, when I finished speaking, and then the chairperson of Portfolio Committee afforded the minister a chance to respond to almost everything that was presented, including National Commissioner. So the minister then, as he's closing his response, he then said he does not know the gentleman that I'm talking about, Bran Mokhotsi. And the meeting just ended there. And that was towards the end. I think it's 4:52 on the video. That's where the minister is speaking. So, as I said, this is available on YouTube, on the parliamentary website. You should be able to find that meeting. And I must thank the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Honorable Cameron, because next. And this was on the 30th of March 2025, where the minister seems to be having a telephone conversation, but it's in Zulu. So if you understand this Zulu, then we'll be able to tell, otherwise someone will have to translate. Where he's saying here that, no, that Bran Mokhotsi is my comrade. He's just a comrade from Northwest, and not an associate. So, as I said, we might want to go to the UK to establish what it means, each one of those words, associate and comrade. So, commissioners, in my view, when I see the...
Before you proceed, has it been verified that the person on that telephone call is the minister?
Well, the voice is the minister. Well, I guess we have not got deeper into investigation, but it's a minister talking. Everyone can hear, and she posted it.
Yes.
Because she's speaking back. They're having a conversation over the phone.
Okay.
So it's something that through investigation on the record, you can be able to obtain that with ease. Okay. But it's there for everyone to listen to it.
All right.
Commissioner.
Sorry, before that, Ms. Silo, can we assume that we will, for purposes of the record of the Commission,
Yes.
Get the parliamentary clip that the
That he references at
witness
paragraph
is referring
199.
to, and then also this conversation that is referred to in 201.
We shall,
For purpose of the record.
Commissioner, you mean we download
Yes.
and make, okay, we can attend to that.
Okay,
Thank you.
So, Commissioners, my conclusion on this matter, how Bran Mokhotsi is engaging on police matters, and yet is not a police officer, it made me conclude that this person, without being a police officer, has an access not just to police officers, but to the classified information of the police. Then here is in position of a crime intelligence presentation. Someone that was in that room will have to explain how does Bran Mokhotsi get hold of such. And the Bran Mokhotsi, knowing even the diary of the minister, for him to say the minister is Lesigisigi, when I ask the chief of staff, he confirms that the minister is Lesigisigi. It's a public knowledge that the minister is Lesigisigi. So this is a man that knows every move of the minister. But despite all this public knowledge, the minister still denied knowing this person in Parliament. I find it strange, but it is not my place to decide what must happen thereafter. Commissioners, I want to move to the next one, perhaps,
Yes, please do.
with regard to what the team is busy with. The GCI Ops, I said earlier, is operating in Gauteng, dealing with this drug squad. As they are investigating, and part of their cases that land on their desk involve Vusmus Kadmatala. And so they will arrest, they will retrieve phones, and they will download phones, and they will analyze phones. So through that communication, which the team will elaborate further, but I can indicate that the conversations that are picked out from that phone, it's a communication between Brown Mokhotsi and Kat Matlala. The two of them, they are communicating. As I said, the team is going to come before this commission where they're going to come and confirm the authenticity of the communication that is there as they were doing the investigation, and they've downloaded this conversation. But what was of a concern with the communication that is happening, commissioners, between Brown Mokhotsi and Kat Matlala, one conversation that is there, it's about the disbandment of the political killings task team. And this communication happened on the 31st of December 2024. And his message, one of the messages that he sends, Brown Mokhotsi sends to Kat Matlala, I'm going to quote as extracted from the WhatsApp, that today is the day and Matlala should just stand back. So this is what Mokhotsi is telling Matlala, that today is the day, just stand back. And we know that the minister's letter was signed on the 31st of December. And Brown Mokhotsi is talking about the disbandment of the team on the same day to Matlala. So which means he knows that it's going to happen on the very same day.
Sorry, General. You've only read that today is the day you should stand back. Where do you read that they are talking about the disbandment of the task team?
It's extracted from other communications that are happening in the phone. That's why I'm saying, commissioners, I don't want to go deeper into other extracts. The team is going to come and explain. I'm just highlighting the issues that concern me. That while I'm fighting the disbandment of the team and I'm trying to ask myself a question, who's behind this? And then I pick up this, that, oh, this man says today is the day. It simply means he knew, because there's other conversation that the team is going to come and show before this commission on what other conversation they were having even prior to that message. But that what caught me, because what is not indicated here was a concern that Matlala had about the search that happened in his house. And this then influenced the response from Mokhotsi, saying that stand back and relax, today is the day, about the disbandment of the team. That's why I'm saying that on the day that Mokhotsi knows about the disbandment of the team, I had said earlier on record, dear commissioners, that Chief of Staff said to me, the letter was drafted somewhere and it was sent to the minister and back and forth until it was signed. So whoever that drafted the letter, I hope Brown Mokhotsi will have a knowledge as to who the person is. If it is not him, who then the person is that was drafting this letter that was going to the Chief of Staff and eventually been signed by the minister. And on the 1st of January, while all of you, January 2025, while South Africans are celebrating the New Year, Brown Mokhotsi informed Mr. Matlala that he will be meeting with Minister Mchunu and DNC Lieutenant General Sibiya. The text reads as follows. Good day, I have arranged a meeting for Sibiya and the minister. Must have a solution. So this is the 1st of January 2025. The context of these meetings that must be arranged, I do not know. But you can begin to see that there is a link between the minister and General Sibiya and perhaps Kat Matlala, because he is talking about that is going to be arranging these meetings. So later that evening, this was around about 22 minutes to 11 in the evening, Mokhotsi sent another message to Brown indicating that this is the 1st of January, commissioners, in the evening.
General, apologies. Yes, I was correcting that.
To Cat, not to Brown.
I beg your pardon?
You said he sent it to Brown. I'm saying
Mohotsi sent it to Madlanga.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they sometimes confusing me. Forgive me, commissioners. Yes, Brown Mohotsi sent a message at 22:38 in the evening. He sends it a WhatsApp to Madlanga indicating that the task team that came to your house and harassed you has been dissolved or disbanded. That's a message that is written by Mr. Mohotsi to Mr. Madlanga.
In general, by this point, you still don't know.
We don't know
because
anything.
You only came to know about it on the 2nd of January.
Exactly.
The disbandment decision, that is.
Exactly. And from the record, as we investigate, commissioners, I can confirm most likely, I'm not saying that is the truth, that even the National Commissioner's Office that were recipient of the letter that was dispatched on the 31st, they received it late in the afternoon, I think after 4. So ordinarily, people working in the office by that time, it's a New Year's Eve, they're most likely not in the office, but that's when it was dispatched from the Chief of Staff to the office of the National Commission. But Brown Mohotsi knows about it on a public holiday. And there's no one in the office then, in the evening, he then sends this message to Cat Madlanga. So if I move forward, commissioners,
You should now be at your paragraph 209.
Oh, yeah, yes, Madlanga then gave a response. But his response was not on the 1st, it was the following day, the 2nd of January. And he wrote on his message response, "Oh, really? I see you tried calling me last night. When is this happening?" This is Madlanga asking Mohotsi. And Mohotsi responded on his WhatsApp. He says, "They got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they are bringing all the dockets to Spear." So I'm bringing this to the commissioners. Was not around. The letters came, I think, a month or so later.
Okay.
The first communication from Charles Beer, and the other communication that followed thereafter.
Thank you.
But the letter of the minister, which I want to draw the attention to of the commissioners, that the letter of the minister to disband the political killings task team addressed only 3 things, which when we are investigating, we are dealing with drug operation in Gauteng. And we know these drugs are coming from outside the country, coming in here, they get processed and get distributed. Western Cape become one of the affected provinces because of these drug wars. But the letter of the minister addresses these 3 things. One of them, it's about the discussions that they must have on borders, border policing. There must be engagement with regard to border policing. We know that there is an agency that was established by government, and there is this discussion about moving some responsibility from the South African Police Service to Home Affairs in terms of border security. So, but this is what the minister is talking about. They need to address the border things. And the second item the minister is addressing on the letter is a suspension of the filling of position at crime intelligence. I don't know what of an interest is that, but he put a stop to the filling of vacancies at crime intelligence. That's why today there are a lot of vacancies that we have. The head of crime intelligence KZN has still not been appointed. from that time, when that one retired until now. The minister put a stop on the filling of vacancies. The third thing that is addressed on the letter is the closure of the political task team. It just talks about the close of the team, that it doesn't add any value in policing in our country. And it ends there. It doesn't say anything about the case dockets. It does not mention that these dockets must move from point A to point B. It doesn't say, it doesn't touch the docket. He only speaks about the closure of the team. So that's what the letter is. That's why the surprise when Mkhoti's message seems to suggest that Spear, the dockets have been brought to Spear. And to confirm that, this Mkhoti, I think he wanted to give assurance of his knowledge of this correspondence, that Mkhoti forwarded that letter of the disbandment of the team, which is signed by the Minister of Police. He forwarded that letter to Madlanga. So he sent him the letter that's supposed to be internal letter from the Minister of Police to the National Commissioner, signed on the 31st, and the first is a holiday. The second, Brian Mkhoti has the letter, and he sends this letter to Ket Madlanga.
How did he do that? Did he attach it to the WhatsApp?
He attached it to the WhatsApp. So I must indicate, as I conclude on this one, that at the time, neither myself, the National Commissioner, or the project manager, Jaro Kumalo, knew about this decision to close. So it is something that the team picked it up when they continued the investigation. Had we not arrested this Ket Madlanga and have access to that phone, we probably might not have known about this. So this is just to display the level of connectivity that Brian Mkhoti has in the police. Well, he said it in public, that, which is on the record on TV, that he was with a part of the operation to bring Thabo Bester into the country. He said that. And I know that Jaro Khan was in that operation too. So it's something on the side that will need to be checked, that I don't want to delve into. The special task force were in that operation too, that flew over to that country, although they didn't get off the plane. They picked up these people and they came back. So how that operation was done, how was it coordinated, but it was not authorized by Gerald Kumalo as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, for sure. So I'm not going to delve into that, but Brian Mkhoti maybe is invited here. He will have to explain this involvement that he has, because he's not registered as a source in the police, but he has access to everything in the police. So I'm at 213, so I'm not sure,
yes,
should I move on?
And that's the conclusion of your testimony as regards the executive. However, when we're dealing with, I think, business people yesterday, we stood down some paragraphs because they involve Mr. Mkhoti as well, and we said we'll deal with them today. And you should pick it up from paragraph 240 at page 74 of your statement. So it will be 240 to 242.
Okay. Again, commissioners here, as a team, because they've extracted a lot of information, and one of the conversations that is there between Brian Mkhoti and Ket Madlanga on the 26th of January, Brian Mkhoti sends a message to Madlanga reminding him to submit his invoice. So from the intelligence gathering, commissioners, I'm informed that Madlanga did provide a proof of his invoice that was submitted, and the payment that was supposed to be made to him from the ACPS contract that he had with the South African Police Service to be expedited. And after that, Mkhoti sends a screenshot of his conversation with the Minister Mchunu, including that he plans to have a meeting with the Deputy National Commissioner, Gerald Spear, and the Chief of Staff, Mr. Nkabinde, to discuss the finalization of Khumalo and General Mkhwanazi matters. This is a conversation they are having, the two of them. That, yes, there are two General Mkhwanazis in the police. It's myself and the one who's acting in Mpumalanga. One might conclude that maybe they are talking about the one in Mpumalanga, but it is a team of KZN that is involved with investigation in Gauteng. That's why I concluded that it's me that has been discussed here. I do not know what discussions they are having, but there is a communication that is attached, commissioners, there and annexed to our document.
Let me assist you there, General. At page 75, it's a blue screenshot. However, we've updated your file's overleaf. Is the enlarged version of it. That would be page 75.1 for easier reading. Thank you.
Commissioners, this is available. I don't have to read everything that is there, but this is just an indication of the communication about the meetings that are in Durban. What is of an interest on these commissioners, as I read it, is that in the message that he sends is that he is in Durban and is talking about a Phoenix saga, which relates to a lady, and that was just a question mark as to what Phoenix saga is there. Which is part of what the team is investigating. There's something that was happening in Durban that he was communicating with the minister about. But in the end of that conversation, that's where he brings me, if you go towards the bottom, that's where he's talking about the employment